Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So I was looking at this article. David Haye was talking about that he wants to fight Anthony Joshua. He believes he can beat Anthony Joshua. He even went as far as to say that he could have beaten Anthony Joshua in his first fight back had he took the fight. So when he fought Mark Demore, he thought he could have beat Joshua then. And he wants to and I'll leave this article in the description box. You can click it, read it, come to your own surmise about it. But David Haye is just talking about wanting to fight Anthony Joshua. You guys know that if you've been following me, man, since last summer, I've been talking about David Haye wanting to fight Joshua because it seems as if he's trying to micromanage the young fella's career through the media. Because last summer, man, leading up to right now, it was like every article David Haye was talking about who Joshua should fight, who he shouldn't fight, how their fight's going to be huge. He's always been talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. So whether they do fight or they don't fight, this is the fight he's been eyeing since he's came back, in my opinion. It's always been about Anthony Joshua. Now, there could be some other articles where he's talking about other fighters, but for the most part, he's always talking about Anthony Joshua. And I think he wants to fight Joshua sooner than later. Like, he wants him this year. Now, I'm looking at the possibility of that. First of all, Haye has a fight with Bellew coming up. A lot of people are favoring him. He's a huge betting favorite. David Haye is, so we expect him to win that fight. Now, Joshua's in a huge fight, man. I'm favoring him in the Klitschko fight, but I broke down this fight in multiple videos where I'm favoring him, but I also respect Vladimir Klitschko. So future Hall of Famer, his title run rivals like, Larry Holmes and Joe Louis. So I know all about that. But if Joshua does get past him, he has the IBF mandatory to fill, and that's with Pulev. Then you got the WBA mandatory to fill. That's with Luis Ortiz. So I'm thinking that because Eddie Hearn has came out, he's already making plans for the summertime. Like he's always, he's coming up, and he even said that David Haye is one of the names for the summertime. So Hearn has a lot of confidence in AJ. He's already predicting summer fights and all that. But if I think that this fight will most likely, and I agree with the guy that wrote this article, I forgot his name, but shouts out to him. I actually agree with him. If anything, if Haye beats Bellew, if everything goes according to plan, I believe that Haye and Joshua, the fight will be more towards the end of the year, December, more than it, rather than it will be in the summertime. I think towards the end of the year that fight could happen because I think he's going to have to fulfill the IBF or WBA, whoever the mandatory challenger is, or however they're going to do it. Then I think he'll get a little in between fight. I won't call it. I don't think David Haye is going to be a stay busy, but David Haye is rated highly by those other sanctioning bodies. So, but he's not a mandatory. But also, if you look at the IBF, the WBO, the WBA, he is rated highly in all of those sanctioning bodies, but he's not the mandatory. The WBO, he is number one, but I'm not sure what the hell he's going to do. I think Fury, they're going to just put him as the mandatory, and these rankings will change next month. So, these rankings, they get refreshed and shuffled up, so who knows what it's going to be in a few months, how these rankings will look. But as far as the mandatory, those spots are already solidified. So I don't know, man. I don't know how this is going to go. I was, reading the comments under the article on Boxing Scene. I've seen some fans say, we don't want to see it. Some fans say they do want to see it. Some fans think that Haye's going to show up and he's going to fall apart on fight night and blame his toe again. Two different animals, in my opinion, the way that Klitschko was fighting Haye and the way I think Joshua would try to fight him. But this is all hypothetical right now, man. I'm just reading the article, just seeing it on Boxing, seeing some heavyweight news. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you think this fight will ever happen? And let's say Joshua does lose this. Do you think him and Haye could still possibly fight towards the end of the year? Let's say he goes in there and he fights Klitschko hard and he gets knocked out, but in a hard-fought fight. Do you think Haye versus Joshua will still have the... Obviously, it won't be the same because Joshua won't be undefeated. He won't have this, this invincibility type of, swag about him. He'll be a defeated fighter. But Haye's been defeated, So, and it'll be by the same guy if he loses to Vladimir, But he didn't get knocked out. But some people thought it was an embarrassing performance that Haye put on that night with Vladimir. You know, but what do you guys think about this fight, man? Do you think it's any possibility of it happening? And I know you guys, some of you guys are going to say, but Mr. Boxing, you always say you want to, you know, only thing you want to see is unification or fighting your mandatory. So how can you say? But I've also said this, and I dropped a video January 4th, and I said David Haye is the wild card going into 2017. And the reason I said that is he may not be a mandatory, or he may not be this or that, or some guys may be rated higher than him. But he does have the name. He is a former champion, and he's going to bring excitement. He's going to pack the fans. He got a lot of haters. He got a lot of fans that like him, but he got a lot of haters too. And the dude can fight. You know, I believe the dude can fucking fight, man. So his name floating around, he's one of those guys. He's kind of like how Huey, or not Huey, but how Tyson Fury is right now. I keep hearing he's going to come back, or what, you know, what type, but Tyson Fury still has his name. Povetkin's another guy. I don't know what they're going to do with Povetkin, but I'm sure these other sanctioned bodies will let him fight. He's another guy where if he just floats his name out there, he possibly can get a fight. Just my opinion. You guys let me know what your opinion is. Let's converse about it, man. I'm out.